Over the weekend, something exciting happened. Jon Jones made a big announcement. He's officially back in the UFC's testing pool. Yeah, you heard that right. Jon Jones is making moves again. This came right after Donald Trump revealed he'll be hosting a UFC event at the White House. Jon didn't stay quiet. He dropped a cryptic message saying, "Fighting at the White House," and added, "Just re-entered the testing pool that lasted for about 2 weeks. Figured we'd keep everyone's options open." And then it got even more interesting. He left a comment on a photo that AC Graphics made. In the image, Jon is on top of the cage celebrating, while Tom Aspinall is knocked out on the mat. And guess what Jon said? He wrote, "I like this." Yup, then he even reposted it on his Instagram story. It's like he's teasing the whole world with what's coming next. Now let's talk about Belal Muhammad. He decided to send a clear message to Garry yesterday. He didn't just talk. He posted a video on Instagram with the caption, "See you in November, dork." And of course,
Garry out here trying to do Conor cosplay with Dollar Tree trash talk. Bro, your lines hit softer than your jab. You sound like a teenager who just discovered McGregor highlight reels. You want to outbox me? Try out talking first without embarrassing yourself. Until then, go back to rehearsing in the mirror. Maybe one day your trash talk will be as sharp as your barber's fade.
Garry didn't just sit back and watch, he clapped back with a video of his own. His caption, "Belal is playing a political game. I have no time for these games. I've said yes to both him and Brady. Whoever wants it can come get it. Who would you rather see me face?"
Belal Muhammad is continuing to call out Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has said himself that he's not fighting anytime soon. So why does he keep calling him out? Because he's avoiding me. He's now started to mention Sean Brady's name again, a man who he's already knocked out. Imagine calling out someone you've already knocked out. Here's the truth. Had Belal beat JDM, he would be fighting me in his hometown of Chicago. So do the right thing. Don't let your hometown down and accept the fight in Chicago. I'll see you soon.
Meanwhile, Dustin Poirier is out there grinding hard. He dropped footage of him training like a beast, getting ready to face Max Holloway at UFC 318 later this month. That's a fight fans can't wait to see. Two legends toe-to-toe. Now here's something that might surprise a few people. Renato Moicano is throwing out a wild idea. He's down to fight Michael Chandler next, but with a twist. Whoever loses retires. That's serious. That's legacy stuff right there.
Talking about fight.
Yeah.
Who you want to fight next?
Man, I'll be completely honest with you. The oldest guy on the division, brother.
Who's the oldest guy?
Not Dariush?
Michael Chandler, bro.
Michael Chandler, my brother. I think that fight makes a lot of sense.
There's not a better time for that fight right now.
No, that is not a better time.
Yeah.
That is not a better time for the fight. I have been talking for Chandler for so long.
Yeah.
And if I lose to him, brother, I will have to myself. That's the I think that's a
How about this, bro? Renato Moicano versus Michael Chandler. Loser retires.
100%. Sign the contract.
Then there's Joshua Van. People have been doubting him because he's just 23 years old. They're saying he's not ready for a title shot against Alexandra Pantoja. Well, Joshua had a few things to say about that. In an interview with MMAfighting.com, he opened up honestly. He said, "You know how fans are like? Joshua Van is not ready. I see all the comments and stuff. We win the fight, and now people are saying, I'm not ready for a title fight. What are they going to say when we win the belt?" He continued, "We just stay in our lane, grinding every single day. I've beaten all the guys, but you know, styles make fights." Brandon Royval beat everyone except the champ, and I beat Royval. It's all opinion at the end of the day. You could feel his passion. I could be the greatest thing that ever happened in this world, and people would still find a way to put me down. I don't pay attention to that. I stay confident. He also gave a little insight into his game. I just don't like hugging another man during a fight. That's why you don't see much of my ground game, but trust me, it's there. When I've been hurt in a couple fights, I've taken people down. It's in my back pocket, and I'll use it when I need to. And he posed a challenge. Who in the UFC do you see holding me down? In all my previous fights, they took me down. What happened then? I got back up. Then he addressed the never-ending questions. They keep asking, can you defend his takedowns? I mean, if I didn't think I could defend them, would I even take the fight? That confidence runs deep. My team believes in me. I believe in my coaches, and we'll find a way to beat the champ. He gave a shout out to both Pantoja and Kai Kara-France, but he was honest about what he saw in Kai's last fight. I think Kai showed too much respect. Maybe he was injured, maybe not, but I don't think he fought like himself. He made it easy for Pantoja. Joshua shook off all the doubt. They'll always say you're not ready, but imagine this. How the hell would I even be in the UFC without knowing some ground game? Think about it. Of course I know what I'm doing. And finally, he ended with one powerful statement, I think I'll be ready come fight day. And then came something that had people really talking. Daniel Cormier, DC himself, spoke up and said he believes Ilia Topuria should be pound for pound #1 right now.
I was talking to Arman Sarukian yesterday, and he said to me, it was expected that Ilia would beat Charles Oliveira. So that has no bearing on the entire thing. The fact that he won a fight that many say he was supposed to, I get it. But I must say this, I agree. I think pound for pound is, does your fighting style translate weight classes? We saw by knocking out Volkanovski, by knocking out Holloway, his fighting style is effective at 145. Before he started as a bantamweight, it was effective there because he's undefeated. Now he's the lightweight champion. I agree. I think that at this point, he is #1 pound for pound because he has shown that his fighting style, regardless of the weight class, is effective. But not only effective, Dino, he is knocking dudes out. So the power has followed him up to lightweight as it was at 145.
Not everyone is a fan of Ilia. Justin Gaethje made an appearance on Austin Keane's YouTube channel, and he didn't hold back. He called Ilia cocky and said he'd absolutely love to knock him out. Now,
winning that fight between Topuria and Oliveira, and who would you rather fight for the belt?
I don't care who wins. I just want to fight the winner. Topuria's, the big name right now, cocky. I would love to knock him out, but Oliveira beat me, so I want to fight him again. So I don't give a who wins. I hope one of them gets put to sleep. And I get to fight the winner in November in Madison Square Garden.
Now, let's get into some drama. Dan Henderson versus Sean Strickland. Dan recently said on the Overdogs podcast that he kicked Sean out of his gym. That's a serious claim.
Had to tell him he couldn't come back to the gym. I'm talking about Sean Strickland. What happened with him training with you?
He got in a little, argument matches all the time with, some of the guys that thought he was going too hard, and then he would go online and talk about him, and he did it a little bit too much, just more socially. I didn't care what happened in the room, when you send it out to, everybody to hear all that I'm like, it's just disrespectful for your training partners, guys that are in there training with you to help you out as well. He just did it too many times. I warned him a bunch and then finally just said, hey, dude, you gotta go. But he was a good training partner, and I enjoyed having him in there and liked having a guy that, is in there that goes hard.
Sean didn't let that slide. He hit back right away, saying none of this is true. He explained, I was Dan's main training partner for his last fight. He retired. His fight team kind of fell apart, and when it came time to renew my membership, I just left. But then Sean added something that probably stung a bit. He said, but he's right. I used to make fun of the fight team all the time. They would do yoga and skip sparring. Ouch. And that's going to wrap up today's updates. The UFC world is heating up with rivalries, bold challenges, and fighters standing up for themselves. From Jon Jones teasing a return to the cage, to Joshua Vance speaking his truth, and Justin Gaethje calling out Ilia Topuria, this week has been nothing short of wild. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss what comes next.